Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I want to make a video about gifts, Christian gifts. I believe it's what they are called. And in the past I made one about the gift of discernment, and depending on which channel I put this on, I put it on one of my channels. Maybe not this one. But in my view, I have always had, and was told this since I was young, but I did not believe it. But I also didn't know that it's a Christian thing. Does that all make sense? But I was always basically told that I had, I would see visions, and that it was, I believe, prophecy. But to me, I have, if that's what it is, I don't know all that much about it, but also that of discernment. Okay? I don't even know if you could have more than one gift. And, I'm learning. I've been trying to learn this for, I don't know, a few months maybe, and about different things about the Bible. And like I mentioned in a video, if I put this on the right channel, that I recently found my little bitty Bible. I was looking at something, and there's too much noise here, but and I started reading that. It's a little King James version of the New Testament. And I don't know if it has everything in it, but anyway, yeah, I've mentioned this if I put it on the right channel, like I said. Okay, sorry about that distraction, but I am sitting in front of a car wash. It was my fault. Anyway, the gift of discernment to me is, let me just give examples. When I was a kid, in school, I would see another kid in my grade, meet a new kid or something. And I could look at them in the face and say, bad or good. And that's how I would put it as a kid, bad or good. And as I aged, many of us went to the same schools as we continued to go through the school, our grades. And by the end of it, the ones, by high school, the ones that I had thought of were bad, they were bad, still bad. And I'm talking just looking at them, first meeting them. And the ones that I thought were good were still good. And I've always been able to do that. Now, if I listen to it, some would call it a gut instinct, or, trust your gut, and survival instinct, and all that, survival reflex, all of that. If I would listen to it, yeah, but often I would feel it, and then, how you sometimes don't want to believe, or maybe it's only me, that somebody is bad. You don't want to make a quick judgment or something along that line, but it would always be that I should have trusted my gut in the first place. But I do. If I can meet him, I can look at him. I can even see him like on video or, on the TV. And I get this feeling really quick, with bad or good, good or evil, this kind of thing. Okay, and it will turn out to be true later on. I'll see, have some kind of thing they'll say, yeah, I was right, to start off with. The other one is, I think the first one that I really remember was when I was about, I keep thinking I was 12. Noise. Yeah, I know. I should move, and I didn't. Anyway, I hope I didn't mention this one before, but I was thinking about it. When I was around 12, I had this, I was walking down the road or riding a bike or something, and I looked up in the clouds. You know how when you're a kid you look up at the clouds and everything, and what I saw was a really Christian, it had Jesus in it, scene in the clouds. The clouds made the scene, and it was that, I don't remember the exact scene, but I went home and told my mother about it, and she said that I had a vision. And that could have been the first time I'd ever heard of a vision. And after that point, quite often I'd tell her about things, and she said it was a vision. But she never really explained it, and maybe I never really asked. I just accepted it as that's what it was. It was a vision. Like as if, people have them. And, but I do know when I was an adult, I had a dream, I think it was. It was a dream, and I told my mother about it. And basically me and three of my three sisters were standing on something like a cliff, and it was real dark, and something weird was happening. something weird was going on. It was kind of dark and a lot of stars and everything, and a whole bunch of people. Everybody was like, we were all in a daze, and we were gathered there. We were in this, like, nobody knew what was, or maybe they did. I didn't know what was going on, but we were supposed to walk to that edge of that cliff. It had a lot of rocks and stuff, and then all of a sudden, what we could see, or what would happen, is people were being taken up. All of us were being taken upwards. Okay, and I was, like I said, I was with my 3 sisters, and I grabbed one of my sister's hands, and we went one way, and the other 2 went another way. And I told my mother about that, and she said, "That's a vision," kind of thing. But she told me that that it was that I was on earth to save the souls of my sisters. Okay. Now at the time I was working on I think it was when I was working on my PhD, which I never completed. But it was in counseling and developmental psychology, and my focus was on to counsel women. So in my mind, I turned it around that way. That I'm studying to help women with their problems, to save the souls of my sisters. And that's how I twisted around my mind. And but I have that kind of thing happen to me, dreams. I have also what I call flashes. And all of a sudden, I'll just get this, like, it's like a movie playing in my mind. It doesn't block out anything else. It's just like a thought. Okay, but it's more like just out of the blue. I don't know why I have it. There was nothing really connected to it at the time, at the moment, and it plays a scene, and whatever it is, I will warn people, the person, usually warn them about it, because something like that will come true. It's not always exactly the same, but it's the same theme. Okay, but it's not the same, people. Well, it's the same people, but not the same situation or same place, kind of thing. But it is. Yeah, and that's always happened to me, and I tell them, and my mother would tell me at times, please don't tell me, because it's going to come true. And other people had said that too, my sisters, other people that knew me, that if I had one of those, and I told them whatever it was would come true. Well, to me, it was me telling them because I should be telling them, to watch out for the situation. Okay, and one of them was really weird, and I always try to explain them all, find some logical reason for it. But one of them was that a flash that I had was to tell my younger sister to be really careful about deer when she was driving out in the country. She was, and she actually was supposed to, that one she was supposed to be going on a trip. Well, nothing happened. And I didn't tell her. I don't know why. But, to watch out for the deer on the road. Okay, and I don't know how long it was. It could have been years later. I was driving with that sister. She was driving. And her mother-in-law, and we were going to a casino. I hardly ever go to a casino. I would go with her once a year, and I went with her because I liked going places with her. And that was the place she liked to go. And I'm not a casino person. But every once in a while. Anyway, we were driving, and I told her about that finally, and I told her about that flash. And she just said, "Oh, okay," kind of thing. And later on, we got around 30 minutes later, we got to this part where there's a lake, the Red River. Not a lake, but a Red River. Called the Red River. And she was driving. She turned around, looked at her mother-in-law, told her mother-in-law to look down there at the river, and she said, "Look at those deer." And I looked, and then I looked at her, and she said, "I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it." It freaked her out, totally freaked her out, that she was just like, "Oh my goodness, I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it." But it was kind of funny to me, because I had just told her that on our trip 30 minutes before that about my flash. But yeah, things like that would happen, and I would have a flash. One time it actually saved me and my friend's life, and I can think of several times things like that happened, and I would tell them, and yes, it would happen. And that to me was a gift of prophecy. But I could be wrong. From what I understand, these have more of a religious thing. The prophecy would be more Christian, religious, to tell somebody. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you know anything about these two, leave a comment. How do you see it? What do you know? Not everybody's going to agree with the way they see it, or they were taught to see it, or they think it is. But leave a comment below. And if you like videos along this line, leave a comment below. And give a thumbs up. Share on your own social media. But anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap this up, and I'll say my usual is, if you want to subscribe, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.